Hi y'all, what's up? What's good? All those great things. Welcome to Pink Sense. I am Courtney, and today we're gonna talk about an experience I had just a few weeks ago, actually. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? Now, with this story, I'm gonna have to change his name. Even though his name was already like a real popular name anyway. What should I change it to? I'm gonna change his name. We'll call him Brandon, okay? Okay, so I was on Facebook dating, and I actually still am, but I believe I paused my profile. But anyways, I matched up with this guy named Brandon, right? Now, he's just an hour from me. He was a little bit older than me. I want to say 35, I think. Yeah, a little bit older than me, not much. And like we started messaging and everything was cool, like it flowed, like we knew each other. And so after I think about so we matched on January 23rd, right? And I ended up giving him my number that same day. Now, this is very different from me, okay? I normally do not give my number out that quick. And that's actually a theme for this guy. I did a lot of things different than how I normally move, okay? So, gave my number, we talked, text, and everything flowed. Like, it literally felt like I was talking to somebody on the phone who I knew already. So I think that was a Monday, or maybe a Sunday. But anyway, on Tuesday, he asked if we could see me that following weekend. Well, the coming up weekend. And I said yes, because I was digging him. I thought he was cute, and the conversation was good. I had good vibes from him, so I said yes. We exchanged some pictures. You want to see the full body, stuff like that. Nothing rated R. Okay. Okay. Nothing rated R. Okay. Now, what else? As time went on and things moved pretty fast, we did get to talking kind of sensually. You get what I'm saying? But it was just talk. At least that's what it was for me. Now, we decided we were going to meet up, right? So Friday comes and like we talked about everything. We talked about recipes, cooking. We got into some real good debates on basically like relationship topics, men this, women this, and he told me some things that stood out, but I didn't pay them the attention that I should have. Like, he told me that he doesn't believe women, at least not when he first meets them. It seems like it takes him a while for him to believe you. And for me, when I heard that, like, it rang out in my ears, because I'm like, okay, you already seem like you have some kind of scornness, trauma, something going on. But I just let it go, when really I should have listened to it, because it became apparent later on that he really doesn't believe women. And when he said it, I was like, dang, so you don't believe nothing I'm saying then? He was like, nah, well, a lot of things today, blah, 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 blah. And I'm the type of person, like, I don't have no reason to lie to you. Like, I'm just meeting you. If things don't work out, they don't work out. It's whatever. Like, why? We got into the whole table talk. Child, what do women bring to the table? And I remember saying something about like a sense of peace at home or something like that. And he was like, he basically blew away anything that I could say. Basically, he said he can cook for himself, he can clean for himself. He had more peace whenever the woman is out of the house than whenever they in the house. So I was like, well, dang, I don't know what you need a woman for then. If that's the case, what do you need a woman for? And I forget what he said then, but it was just kind of like, okay, sir, so you really just want a hole or something? Is that what that is? You just want a vagine? Because that's not me, okay? It's just not. But I let that go too. And there's some other things. I can't even remember all this stuff right now. Oh, and this reminds me of another conversation we had about marriage. And I asked him if he was open to it because, you know, he asked me and I told him I was. And I asked him if he was. And he was like, yeah, as long as it's with the right woman, because he don't want to waste his time. And I understand that. He's nothing wrong with what he said there. But when he said that, I knew that the way we experience things were different. And that's okay as well. But the way I see things, it may be too different because I don't see experiences as waste of time. I think you learn a lesson from everything, and the lessons that you learn, you're supposed to learn. So you go through these different things. They may or may not work out, but you're supposed to grab something from that, take it along with you to better you for the rest of your life. And for kids or whoever else, you know, you may come in contact with. I don't see anything as wasted time. I just don't. So that was another viewpoint that kind of stuck out to me. But once again, not listening to my intuition, I just let it go. Wrong. Always listen to your intuitions, okay? Listen to it. She gonna stir you right every single time. I promise you do. He got a little upset with me on Monday because we were texting and he had asked me about no, we were on the phone the previous night, and what was it? Yeah, we were texting, and he had asked me about why I left my baby's daddy, and I gave him like a quick overview, and because it was like 10 something at night, he was like, we need to talk about this. I was like, yeah, we can talk tomorrow, but he wanted to talk then. Mind you, I'm in the bed. I'm not trying to talk to you about him or anything else like that for real. I'm in the bed, like, the kids asleep. Like, mommy finna get her rest. Like, I was finna be asleep. He ain't like that. And then whenever I talked to him the next day, he was like, yeah, we should have talked about it then because I don't even know what I wanted to know anymore. But we still talked about it. But I'm like, bro, like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I want to get my sleep. So he started with the sensual talk around Wednesday, which normally is a bit early for me. Like, I just try to steer away from that because I don't want everything to then be surrounding intimacy, if you get what I'm saying. But once again, I moved different with him and I see where it got me. So I'm not doing that anymore. I engaged with him a little bit. Now, I ain't seen no picture or anything like that. It was just talk for me. It's a pretty good talk though. Okay, so talking, texting. Friday comes and he asked about, you know, if basically like what I expected for our meetup. Like if I was comfortable coming to his house and having him cook, or if I wanted to hang out. I am not the one that's coming to your house when I first meet you. I've never done that. Don't feel comfortable doing it. I never felt comfortable doing it. And I let him know. I said, I do not feel comfortable coming to your house when I first meet you. So no, we're going to hang out. He said, okay, cool. Okay, so he said, cool. You know, we was talking on the phone about that. It was like, cool, you know, and we went on talking about like just regular stuff. So I thought everything was fine. That was Friday. Now Saturday comes. Mind you, we were supposed to meet on Sunday. I don't think I said that before, but we were supposed to meet on Sunday. Saturday comes and I still don't hear anything from him regarding us meeting up. And now I still don't know if it's a date or not, or a meetup. Like I ain't been on the scene in like 8 years almost. So I'm just like open to whatever, you know. So I texted him, I was like, you didn't have a place in mind? And he really didn't have a place in mind. He started asking me like what I like. And I told him, I was like, Cheesecake Factory is a go-to. Like, I'm cool with that. Other than that, I like soul food and breakfast and stuff like that. And he was like, okay, cool. And he started talking about other stuff. And then what caught my eye is that he sent a text message saying that he was looking up places that had live music. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. But then I started thinking, I was like, oh, live music usually happens like at night. And I don't think I said this either. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm trying to work on my storytelling skills. But we said we was gonna meet up at 3 in the afternoon. I don't know too many places that have live music going on at 3 in the afternoon. So that kind of was a red flag going up, but like a dummy, I still didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, well maybe he know about something different that I don't know about. And then he asked me if I was ready to have a good time, because a few hours had went by and we normally would talk, but I fell asleep right after I put my kids to sleep. Like, I was tired, right? And so a few hours went by. He was like, you ready to have a good time? And I was like, yeah, because I was excited, but I was still nervous. And I said, I'm nervous. This is my pen. I don't know why I picked it up. But I was like, I'm nervous a little bit. And he was like, he ain't nervous. He was like, he ready to meet me, kiss me, hold me, and make me breakfast. And I'm like, huh? You ready to make me breakfast? You ready to hold me? Are we going to the movies or something? Kiss? Now, I will say, if the vibe is right, I have no problem kissing somebody like when I first meet them. But the vibe has to be right. But hold and breakfast? Y'all gonna trip the way how I responded to that though. I was like, wait, I thought we agreed to go out. And he was like, we are going out. He's looking at some places. And he was asking me like, what kind of breakfast food do you like? So I told him, and we had talked about that before. I was like, pancakes, do bacon, eggs, whatever. I'm just like, is he really, like, why is he asking me this? And then he said he's trying to kick it. So in my head, I need a definition of what kick it means exactly, right? I don't know, and I don't want to assume that your kicking and my kicking mean the same thing, because it's seeming already like they don't. Like, it seems like I'm the only one who remembered we were supposed to meet up at 3 p.m. Okay? Now, oh, and I actually asked that too. I'm so glad I did. Like, this is what I said. I'm reading the text message. I was like, what do you mean by kick it? And then I said, I figured we would meet at a venue, have a good time, and that's it. Like, I'm not planning on staying the night. At this point, it seemed apparent to me that he had planned on me going back to his house some kind of way. But I don't do that. Okay? So, he was like, I didn't think you was going to drive all the way out here and drive back on the same day, but I guess you got it. And he was like, if I was driving like to your town, I wouldn't be coming back the same night if I was going out. Mind you, it's just an hour drive. For me, that's nothing. Like, I like driving. I like being on the road. So I drove to his town for less. You understand? I would drive for a good restaurant that I like. I would drive to go to a store that this city has that mine doesn't. I don't mind. And then that's where he got me too, because he was like, he wouldn't do it if it was vice versa. And I was like, oh, well, dang, I kind of hate that. Like, if you would have decided to come to my town, like, what would you have expected? Because you sure ain't coming to the house where my kids are. No one is going to meet my children until I've known them for a year at the least, and there's some kind of commitment or something going on. Like, so I'm just wondering exactly where the lines got crossed, because I know for a fact that I was clear on where I stood. But child, that just goes to show you that what he said earlier about not believing anything that women say, he really meant that. He really meant that. And so I told him, I was like, I could see if we was meeting if we had met in person a few different times already, but not for the first day. And I was like, well, maybe, I gave you the wrong impression just because I engaged in that sensual talk with him. Maybe that made him think that, oh, I was gonna come over, but no. It was just talk for me. It was like fun at that time. It was cool. It was just something to do. He was like, what happened? He was like, I trust you. Then he said, you could steal from me or try to set me up or something. And in my head, I'm just like, yeah, that's a possibility. So why wouldn't you do whatever you could to negate that? Why invite me into your home and knowing that's a possibility? I mean, of course, I'm not that type of person. Y'all don't know me like that. We gonna get to know me. But if you know me, you know that's not me. I've never been like that. But why would you invite that possibility into your home? It don't make sense to me. It does not make sense. And me being how I am, I try to avoid situations like that. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're uncomfortable. You do not, okay? You don't. And basically, I told him, we should cancel it. And he told me I'm thinking too much into it. And that's about where it ends. He called a few times. I didn't answer. At one moment in time, I felt like I should have answered. And, I guess gave him a chance to clarify something. What? I'm not sure. But I'm glad that I did not answer the phone. I'm glad that I didn't return the phone call, because I do not like when I state something and you think you could change my mind on it. Especially something that comes especially something like my safety or me being comfortable with you. Like, if I say I do not meet people at their home, I do not go to people's homes when I first meet them, that's what I meant. And so I'm assuming that he thought, because he doesn't believe anything that women say, that I guess I would change my mind. And then you have to think about it. He was planning on us going out. It seemed like dinner first, and then like a few either bars or clubs or something where you can dance and drink. That's what it seemed like from what I can gather, because he never just flat out told me. But he said he was planning on going a few different places, and some places may require reservations. So usually that's somewhere you're eating, right? And then, so the places after that probably would have been like some kind of bar or eatery or something. And since you're trying to kick it, that means drink. I don't smoke. I don't know if he do or not either. But I'm assuming all of that would have been going on also. So then you're planning on me coming to your house after eating and drinking? No. That is a setup. No. And I don't even think that he is that type to do something like that. But I don't like the setup. I don't like that if I'm first meeting you, it is no. We're gonna go to one place, maybe two. And like, I would have been fine with going out to eat and going to IKEA afterwards. Like, we could have got a few drinks in the restaurant, walked that stuff off at IKEA or at home or somewhere like that, because I do like going out and, like, you know, being a little tip and then going to a store doing some shopping. That's fun. If you ain't never did before, it's fun. So that would have been fine for me. And then we could walked it off and I could have drove back home. It would be fine. We'll probably still be talking about now. We probably would have went out again. Like, I still wouldn't be at his house though. It's too early for me. But that's how my situation ended. My first online date wasn't even a date. Didn't make it that far. So yeah, have you ever been through a situation like that? Have you encountered this new culture of online dating where it's okay for people to meet at other people's houses? Apparently it's a thing. Let me know what you think about the story in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed my content.